Hello, Algebra 3-4. So this is it's your classwork from the week of September 21st, so Monday and Tuesday. And yeah, so let's think about this. So this is an in-sync day. We're gonna watch a Math Shorts video in class, and so I'm assuming that you've already watched that. If you haven't, please go and watch it. Okay, so what we'll see from the video is examples of this. And so the absolute value of a number is always the positive number. So the absolute value of 4 is 4. The absolute value of -4 is also 4. So the outcome is always positive. Always positive outcome. Which is super important because that's a really unique property. And then, so what we ask you to do here on this next line is sort of plug in a value for x. So let's get blue here. And so if I have the absolute value, instead of x, I'm going to have -10 plus 3, which is, oh gosh, what is that, -7? So if I take the absolute value of -7, the distance, so if I think about walking like 7 steps backwards from where I start, I still walked 7 steps. So the absolute value of 7 is 7. And then, so what happens is that we can solve for these things. So if I have this, absolute value of x equals 1, and I give you a little hint here. I don't know actually why I wrote that, but whatever. So if I know that the absolute value of x is 1, then x equals 1, but it's also true, and x equals -1. So here are our two solutions. Yeah. So this, oh no, I was going to say the same thing, but it's not. So if we look here, if I say the absolute value of x equals -2, there's no value that lets me take a negative absolute value. So this is like no solution. There's no value that makes that true. There's nothing I can plug in for x that's going to output a positive number. Or, I mean like, wait, no, that's going to output a negative number. Sorry. Okay, and then the last one. So here I know that it's set equal to 0. So same thing I would think about solving. And so, I want this pen. Okay, so I want to like have two options. So I either have like positive or negative, but 0 is never negative, which is like an interesting fact. So I have this. The absolute value of x minus 1 equals 0. So then x minus 1 must equal 0. If I add 1 to both sides, x equals 1. Okay. So this one is only one solution, which is also important. So I'm going to put a star here. So really quick before we go to these next examples, it's possible. And the danger is that like I'm making this before class happens. So I'm sure we'll talk about this in class and we might talk about it different ways, but it's possible, that's a parenthesis, to have two solutions, one solution, or 0 solutions. I guess that's plural, but you get the idea. Okay, so you have all three of those options, which is great. Number 2, what does it mean to take the absolute value of a number? For example, the absolute value of -32. So we need to understand what we just sort of talked about, that the absolute value of 5, for example, equals -5 equals +5. So these are all sort of equivalent. So here it's like no matter the sign, I want to say, in the bars that, and I'm going to do this abs val for shorthand. I'm going to call those bars, right? Like the bars. The outcome has to be positive. Okay, so I am going to run out of space. So I made a new page with just this bottom. So I'm going to say like see next page. Because in theory it's a PDF, right? Okay, let's go. All right, so these are what we're talking about. So let's talk about, I wonder why I didn't give myself space. And that's just a cursor for my screenshot, so don't be too mad about that. Purple, and then let's do pink over here, and then let's do blue over here. Okay. So let's talk about 1. And I'll do this, I. So the absolute value of x minus 4 equals 2. So that means that in theory, I could have this quantity be 2 or negative 2. Because if I take the absolute value of it, it's going to give me the 2 out. So we're going to solve it for both. So solve for both cases. So I'm going to say x minus 4 equals 2. X minus 4 equals negative 2. The negative 4 stays the same, so the only sign that changes is that 2. All right, so I'm going to add 4. This is really similar to when we solve a quadratic, which is convenient. So x equals, what is that, 6? And then x equals 2. Okay, so I'm going to write it up here. So it's by x equals 6. X equals 2. Okay, so we're going to do that for all of these. You'll see, though, that like that one was a nice example. I mean, they're not bad, but some of these have coefficients and other things happening to them. So let's do number 2. And I'm also wondering, I feel like I'm not going to have space, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. Okay, double I. So absolute value of x plus 5 minus 3 equals 10. So thinking about SADMAP, I'm going to check it. Can I add or subtract? I can. So I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to say plus 3 plus 3. So then I have absolute value of x plus 5 equals positive 7. So again, whatever's inside those bars has to be either positive 7 or negative 7. So I'm going to have 2 cases. So I like to draw these little arrows to remind myself. X plus 5 equals positive 7. So that's like the regular normal thing that we are used to, kind of. And then I have to consider the other side. The dock side. Okay, and then from here, same thing, SADMAP. I'm like, okay, cool. I just have to add or subtract. I like to do it all in one line. Optimization. What is that? 2, I think. And then, ooh, this is more negative. So negative 12. Interesting. And really what's happening is that there's a graph. So my x-intercept is happening at these 2 locations. Pretty neat. All right, let's try to have space for number 3. Okay, so this one has a coefficient, so it's 2 times the absolute value. So that would make my line steeper. It's like if I change my slope on my like linear line, but this is absolute value function, so it looks like a V. Okay, SADMAP. Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna do SADMAP. So, oops, Oh, that was purple. Never mind. So plus or minus, yeah, I'm going to take care of that 4 first. 2x minus 1 equals 6. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes students will distribute the 2 inside the bars. We're not going to do that because no matter what, I'm going to have to divide by 2 anyway. And I'd rather just like continue working outside in. And so I'm going to first then divide by 2 on both sides. So I don't want to make a distributive error. I don't want to also potentially change the sign of my x in there. I want to sort of like leave it kind of as untouched as I possibly can, personally. So I am not going to distribute the 2. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's a different conversation. Okay, x minus 1 equals 3. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to have 2 cases. So I'm either going to have this inside be positive 3. I guess I'll do that right now. Or it's going to be negative 3. And I'm going to solve for both cases. And again, this is just my one-step sort of equation here. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. X equals 4. And then x equals negative 2. So the other thing that like happens a lot with absolute value is that, so that's like the function absolute value of x, is that sometimes it's like plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3. But that's not always the case because things get shifted around on a graph. And so it's not always like, for example, it's not always positive 4 and then negative 4. Like these are different values because the graph in a way has been shifted. And we'll look at that actually in our next unit. Pretty cool. Equals negative 2. Okay, so you would solve, and they all look really similar, don't they? You would solve the rest the exact same way. So I'm going to just write the answers because I'm out of space. Okay, so I did some work. So where's my laser pointer? Oh, here it is. So this one, right, minus 7 divided by negative 4, you get a positive 5. Oh, I forgot a bar. I'll add that in. Oops. That's really common for me to do. Oops. So then I get 2 little solutions. So I get x equals 4 and x equals minus 6. That, though, is 4 minus 6. Yeah, those are correct. I didn't check them, so I wasn't sure. The pink one, I put a star by or an asterisk because the moment that I subtract 7, I get 0. And then I divide by negative 4, so it's 0. So then I only have one solution because it's equal to 0. Oops. So I'm going to add that here. One solution. So you'll see that happen. And then this one, so I was while I was doing this, I was like, oh, I remember this from last year. These are important. So this one has no solution because the 5 is negative. So again, there's nothing I can input to have an absolute value that is equal to a negative number. So there's no solution here. But you can see the first 4 all have 2 solutions. And then we see an example of 1 solution. And then we see no solution. Yeah. Great. And you follow the same steps as part 3. So follow same steps for 4 IV to 6 VI. Okay? All right. Okay, this is for your async day. So actually I'm going to make a separate video so it's not as long, but you do all 3 of these. So you do 3 plus whatever's on the next page, which is, what is that? 5. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 problems total. I know. I'm sorry. So do what you can. This one, right, you are welcome to explain in words. So write me something. Or you can use math to show. Use an example to help show your understanding. And then I wanted to add in, so these are quadratics down here. Let's do peak. So these are different from absolute value. So these are quadratic. And then this is mixed, right? So these are multi-step. So again, if you needed to add, oh, sorry, that's horrible. I'm going to rewrite that. If you needed to add to your flip book, or to our flip book rather, these would be good ones to add, multi-step. And then what are these? Rational? Well, actually, not really. These are rational, but check it out because the variable is in the numerator. Oh my gosh, I cannot write today. In numerator. So what I'm talking about is that it's up here. And that's actually not part of a fraction, so that's really not even that bad. But you need to practice fractions because we know that those show up and we don't like them. And then this is just like as needed. So same thing. I think maybe I'll just like show the answers to these without maybe an explanation. Like I'll just make the key because in theory these are better for us. So that would be 6. Square both sides. 9x equals, what is that, 36? Divide by 9, right? X equals, I think that's 4. Okay, so I'll show the work, but I won't do a video because I don't want this to be 100 minutes in class long. And then same practice as needed. Okay. All right. Great. I hope this helped a little bit. I'll see you in class. Bye.